And how easy was that? It wasn't well read. Look at the two defenders at the back. And Kwanazi. And I think it was
yes, what a match that was. And well, that unfortunately, that's life actually. You know, sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. But Ida Peterside joins us again this morning from Gilbert. Thank you for joining us this morning. And I can't afford not to, you know, cheer oneself up moving forward. But looking at that victory, that 2-1 victory, what gladdened your heart the most afterwards?
Well, that we won, you know, green runs in my blood that we won. The pressure has been heavy here. The talks everywhere this is the time Nigeria will be beaten. So for us to win, you know, we're on top. You know what I mean? It's just unbelievable. You know, it's just unbelievable.
Well, even though they played good, South Africa, I mean, yes, you know, previously. And it's good. They came very confident, buoyant, having beaten the host. But then Nigeria seems to be growing in character and mental strength, moving in these matches. Even when they came from a goal down against Cameroon, and then the equalizer, and then coming back to get that particular goal. Listening to Ekong there, that shows that look, this team is progressing. They're growing in character and strength.
Oh yes. We've played. This is our fifth match. You know, the 5 games we've lost. We've lost one. Yeah, we've considered some crazy goals, about 5 goals, which is not good for the defense. But in totality, you know, remember last time I was saying Port Harcourt play well, about win. All we need to do is to win, and we've done that. And it's a sweet victory because you remember the game South Africa played against Egypt. Was a perfect game. We call it a perfect game. And you play such perfect games once in 10 years, which they did against Egypt. So it boosted their morale. They were, if you had watched the television stations here in South Africa and the media, they were just buzzing. You know, the match against Egypt gave them so much confidence. And I think they underestimated us. They believed they were going to win. You know, who wouldn't believe after winning beating the host? So I think they played well. We can't take that away from them. But again, Nigeria is still superior. You know, I'm very excited. I just was so excited. My phone was going crazy last night, you know, trying to avoid South African calls, and people were calling me, be careful, don't go out this morning. You know, be careful, don't write too many things. But come on, we won again. It's just a game. And congratulations to Nigeria.
Peterside, I share the same excitement with you, but in as much as Nigeria won, the Super Eagles were just outstanding yesterday, there were some shaky parts, especially when it came to the second half. The midfield was a little sloppy. It seems to be a characteristic of the Super Eagles when we're just a goal ahead. Did you see that sloppiness in the second half? The Nigerian team having the better part of at least 20 minutes seem to be slipping. Why do we have that kind of characteristic from time to time?
I think it happens in the game of football. Sometimes you must be cautious. You know, yes, but I really do think after our first half we played better, second half they played better. I think after we scored the first goal, we should have just gone forward. But because we know that the South African players are quite quicker than us, they are very quick. You know, we had this fear. I was listening to one of our players say they told us to be cautious, you know, because they didn't want to be caught on the counter-attack. They are quicker. So if we had gone to push for the second goal, naturally, we would have left spaces behind us, you know, but with the quick players, they would have capitalized. I think the coach did something unbelievable yesterday when he did not play Aina from the left full back. You understand, he played Collins there, and because naturally Collins doesn't overlap, and they had Peterside playing from the right side with his left foot. That's been cost Egypt problem. Was outstanding yesterday. So we curtailed them. And again, all we needed to do was win, which is what we did.
You know, also, the concerns also falls on our goalie and how he's been able to manage the goalpost. I'm wondering if we should be concerned.
I think we've struggled in that department. You know, he's not built confidence in the team. You know, he's not. You know, but nobody would blame him for the header yesterday. We know it's VAR that helped South Africa that light. And when the ball loops behind the goalkeeper, always very difficult and to save. But we're winning. You know, in the games he's played, we have won. But I think we have a great challenge. We have a goalkeeping crisis. That's what I would say. We have a goalkeeping crisis in Nigeria.
Through this, it always feels better when you are a goal ahead. You know, you're safe. You're sure that. I mean, when we scored that first goal, my BP was a little high. If you had checked. But then we scored. We had that equalizer.
I heard you said you were editing.
I was editing. I was editing my watching. Yes, I was editing my watching because I had to be talking to my children and disciplining and eating just to, keep my balance. But take me the high point of the pensiveness for me was when the RSA scored the equalizer. Now, it wasn't a goal as far as many of us are concerned. Then VAR came in. Take us through what happened there, because at first sight, it looked like the guy was offside, and then... Yes.
In football, if a person is offside, even if it's in an offside position, and the ball hits the opponent, okay, let's say we're Nigeria, and the final ball that gets to the person that is in an offside position, it means directly that the person is not offside because you pass the ball to him. You know, because you passed the ball to him, it means you played him on. So what the VAR looked at was that whom did the ball hit finally, right? So the ball hit our own player, which means it was a pass on to the South African player. And it was obvious, an absolute goal. VAR got it perfectly well. It's like when a player is like an offside position, and you do a back pass to your goalkeeper and he intercepts it, that's a goal because the ball came, it was a continuous play. So the VAR got it absolutely very right. Initially, we did not see that because we thought it was offside. And when the video evidence showed that the ball hit our player's back, obviously, that was a goal.
So kudos to VAR then.
Yes, I think for the first time.
Okay, well, it's a very, very interesting one. So going forward, I don't know what you see.
A lot of people have been already, we are thinking we'll be by the finals, but that's dangerous. We cannot make the mistake other countries have made. Egypt made the same mistake thinking they will qualify. South Africa has made the same mistake. We are going to be playing the biggest opponent in the next round. It's either going to be Cote d'Ivoire or Algeria. And I know Algeria will win Cote d'Ivoire. Algeria would win. Algeria is the best team. Algeria, we're about the third best playing now. It's Algeria, Senegal, Nigeria. As per performance, if you look at the stats and look at the rating. But every game gives you a different ball game. I think Algeria will beat Ivory Coast. I sincerely do think so. Then that will be our biggest test, the Algeria game. If we do beat Algeria, which I think we will play, we'll win the cup.
Before we look that far ahead, I still want to review what happened in that match yesterday. I saw some seemingly good things about the team. Collins came in for, I thought, wow, what a player. Yeah. He looked very comfortable moving forward, defending, and it looks as if he gets minutes, he will actually be better.
Oh, yes, as mentioned, he was outstanding. Now, the secret about why we won technically is because I know plays like a young man, carefree, but every defender's first position is to defend, which I know does not. I know does not defend very well, but is good at going forward. So what the coach did was very tactical. What he did, he brought Musa to stand in front of Colin so that Colin doesn't move, knowing that Peterside will be playing from that left side. So he just did exactly what they did to what South Africa did to Egypt. Their left fullback did not go anywhere. So they brought Tau in front of the left fullback and he did not allow Salah to play, which was exactly what the kudos to the coach. He got it spot on. Colin stayed there, stayed with Peterside, did not allow Peterside to play. Peterside got a yellow card. It's a sign of frustration, just like Salah got a yellow card as a sign of frustration. They were not allowed to play. So it was a perfect tactics that he got yesterday. And when he brought the young man in place of Simon.
Okay, and you know, speaking about that particular change, I thought, whoa, because just before he was stopped, he gave South Africa huge problems. And then there were those who thought, wait a minute, rather than bring out Musa, people thought, look, why don't you leave Musa where he is, bring Moses Simon in, take Igalo out, so you have front three, maybe the right and left wing can interchange, but Simon stays in the middle and confuse that South African defense a little bit. But would that have been possible? How would he have played out?
Yes, I understand what you're saying perfectly well. But again, you have to understand that even though Musa was troubling them, his final passes were very wrong. You know, if he got one or two right, would have scored 2 or 3 goals. Now, I remember Musa does not track back to defend. You must understand, now we're 1 goal up. You know, you must make sure that you sustain or you keep your shape. And it was a great change. I initially thought he was going to take off Iwobi, but goodness, he wasn't taking off Iwobi because Iwobi they needed somebody to hustle them in that middle, which he was doing. Igalo is a goal pusher. Igalo has not been a fantastic player, but you have a feeling in every passing minute that he would score. And he becomes a problem to the defense because the defense are aware that they have a leather finisher. Because you know that you don't join the attack. So sometimes it's psychological. If you have a Messi in your team, you don't want to leave him alone. Therefore, you put 2 people because one must be covered. And it deprives the attack of the players that will go forward. And I think, again, I do say the coach got the formation. For the first time, I would commend him. I've never been a fan of
we actually doff our hats for the coach and all the players. Much respect to all of them. Okay, you win. And yes, we've highlighted a lot of positives. Collins coming in. We haven't even seen Henry Onyeko. It means that this team still has huge room for improvement. So moving forward now, do we retain Collins and go the way we played with this match, or as they say, we play according to our opponents?
Well, it depends on the coach. Yeah, I think Colin has really shown potential. Remember the last World Cup, Aina was dropped because of things like this. It's not very stable. I think you don't change a winning team. For me, that's my opinion. We should leave the team there and look at who qualifies. If Algeria qualifies, then we know that Algeria will be like South Africa. They will come to attack us. But if Ivory Coast qualifies, Ivory Coast will respect us more than Algeria, and they will stay. Then we might need an Aina, because Aina will now move forward, and we don't have a lot of stretch from Ivory Coast. I think it depends on who qualifies.
We're at the point now, well, we saw it all yesterday. Chukwueze, the man, for many people, the man of the match yesterday, and then Ekong comes in to seal that victory for the Nigerian side. These are 2 potentials that will be, around for a long time. The 20-year-old Chukwueze performing exceptionally well yesterday. Did you see that coming for you?
Oh, yes, obviously. If you watch in Villarreal, it was unbelievable. I watched the game against Villarreal and Barcelona. He's just outstanding. Rumors are flying everywhere that he might sign for Manchester United. That's how big he has become. Rumors are quite everywhere. So he's exceptional. He reminds us of the typical Amunike type of play. Friday, Lahore, Dokia, Messimeka, the typical left-footed wingers, Edebo that we had years ago. We've not had that after Amunike. Amunike was our best left-footed player. He's exceptional at his age. I think the sky is the limit.
All right, we'll leave it on the high and allow you savor that victory. And maybe you shouldn't write too much. Some of them don't see that just a game when you're going out there. Thank you very much indeed for your time.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so there you go. And that is the show as well today. Thank you all for watching. And what a match. We'll see you tomorrow. I'm Chamberlain Uso.
We actually needed to beat South Africa this time around in the match. And considering the many atrocities that have happened to Nigerians in South Africa, is this a consolation? I'm not really sure, but way to go, Nigeria. Thanks for watching. I'm Gimbo Umar.
And in case you need a part-time coach, Chamberlain is here. I'm Ayo Makine. Wonderful deal.